Market data. It's coming at you fast and furiously all day long. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to get that to you, but then how do you use it how do you get it in a format that you can actually use it and make it profitable for you? Those are some of the questions we're going to be talking about today. My name is Greg Crawford. I'm the editor of Tab Forum. I'm joined by Sean Kaplan from Active Financial. Sean, good to have you here.
Good, thank you.
So, in regards to market data, Sean, I wanted to talk to you about hardware acceleration. And first of all, I wondered if you could tell me a little bit about sort of the sort of where it came from your perspective, if you will.
Well, at Active, we first took a look at this about 5 years ago, realizing some tremendous trends in the industry. We saw the needs for improvements in speed of processing, improvements in the footprint. And Active today operates something to the tune of 20 data centers scattered around the world.
Okay.
And, as we needed to expand due to the number of updates per second, processing per footprint became a cost of processing became a tremendous driver for us and for our clients directly who
Sure.
operate their own ticker plants, as does service reliability as well. So when you take a look at those, the latency has been absolutely critical in this space. In fact, I think one of your analysts, Paul Rawati, just did a video, I think actually on Tab Forum.
Right.
And said that everyone needs to be operating on a low latency game. You can't show up to a gunfight with a spear anymore.
Right.
It's not about being on the tip of the spear. You've got to show up with a gun. So hardware acceleration brings that to the table. The time that it would take to go from New York to Boston. With hardware acceleration would get compressed into the time that it takes for you to get to the airport. We see something like a 10-to-1 reduction in latencies. The cost is another tremendous driver. So not just latency benefits for hardware acceleration, but overall cost reductions. We also see about a 10-to-1 reduction in the footprint of servers. So now instead of requiring, we have one client in particular that went from well over 300 servers with his traditional low latency software-based application,
right.
is now down into tens of servers
Okay.
using hardware acceleration technology. So some absolutely tremendous efficiencies that could be gained there, not only in the cost of servers. Co-location is absolutely critical in today's game.
Yep.
Those racks are not cheap at all. But then the knock-on effects of maintaining those servers, the number of switches, the complexity and the staff that it takes to manage large infrastructures,
Yep.
the time it takes for staff to come in on weekends and upgrade if you had to do that yourself. The total cost of ownership of a solution is dramatically reduced by the use of this.
So you've got the cost side, you've got the speed side. When you reduce somebody from, say, 300 servers to 30 or whatever the number is there I would imagine the question of reliability would come into play. Like, so you're cutting these out. How am I going to know that A gets to B as it needs to and things aren't going to drop?
Absolutely. Well, going back to the Boston example, if you didn't have to travel all the way to Boston, or that the time for your trip was dramatically decreased, the number of failure points is dramatically decreased as well. You can move to 300 servers down to tens. Your points of failure are tremendously fewer.
Okay.
All right, tremendously. So service reliability from that perspective dramatically reduced. Now, also moving from a vendor or from an in-house developed system to a vendor solution can offer you tremendous benefits as well. It's tremendously difficult to develop in hardware. We've taken on that challenge as a vendor, and we have tremendous scale because we're offering services to, I think today, something to the tune of 400 clients. So we have tremendous economies of scale.
And you've been developing it for what, 3-4 years now?
Closer to 5.
So if you're developing it in-house, then by the time you get it developed, the world's probably moved on.
Absolutely. And at Active, if we didn't continue to have the most pertinent or most applicable solutions, the leading solutions in the industry, we wouldn't sell anything. So you know that by going with a vendor solution, particularly an Active solution, who is going to continue to innovate in this space, will continue to stay on top of the market. You can be assured of that.
Great. Well, thanks for your time. So it looks like we've got in market data, we're looking at speed, reliability, and cost, and three things that you folks at Active are focused like a laser beam on, as they say. The marketplace seems to be perhaps moving toward that kind of buy versus build setup as the complexities of it really become more understood than ever before. So appreciate your time, Sean, and we'll talk again as things continue to develop. So
Great.
thanks for joining us. My name is Greg Crawford. I'm the editor of Tab Forum, and I'm joined by Sean Kaplan from Active Financial.